Hi, my name is Ashleigh Shannon, and I will be giving you some facts and information on the history of Ellis Island. Do you know where Ellis Island is? Do you have family that came from another country to Ellis Island? Do you know any facts about Ellis Island? Well, throughout my speech, I will be giving you some facts about Ellis Island. Ellis Island is located off of New York City on a small island where people from other countries came by boat, by however they got here. Could have taken them 3 days to a week to months, maybe even longer, to try to get approved to become an American citizen into our nation. Between the period of 1892 to 1954, we had over 12 million people come into the United States to Ellis Island. We know this today as mass immigration. Throughout this time, people would come to the United States to try to live a better life, for economic reasons, for religious freedom that they didn't have in their own country. They wanted to experience what it was like that we had with the freedom. Each individual had to go through a exam, which was demonstrate that inspectors did to each individual. Each individual inspection was between 3 to 5 hours. For each of the individuals that tried coming into the United States, they had to try to pass a literacy exam, they had to pass a health exam for the health concerns that they had about people coming into our country. They didn't want people to come here sick and bringing new diseases, so then we would have them and not have cures and we'd die off. Throughout my speech, I will be discussing and giving you information on the concerns of the immigration, the background of immigrants, the inspector's point of view and some of the things they did, and then I'm going to give you some information on the new era of what we are today. William stated from the American Passage, The History of Ellis Island, he stated that the concerns over health issues were especially severe outbreaks of typhus and area, which were legitimate excuse enough for people to not pass the health inspections. Which, if they failed this, then they would be rejected and they wouldn't be allowed into the United States. Another statement that William had discussed throughout the article was why immigration laws were created and executed at Ellis Island and how this changed during the rapid industrialization and the urbanization of the United States. This was another concern of his with the sicknesses that some people were not subject to the hostile treatment that they had to go through. Some of the inspectors throughout Tyler's article from the Journal of American History stated, Cantino describes are not intended to illustrate his beliefs that immigration inspectors are typically not heartless. This means that typically the people that were inspecting sometimes bent the rules when they thought it was right or they needed to let an individual into the United States. That if they thought it was going to be okay and that it was just a tiny excuse, it was not too severe, they'd let them in. They would bend the rules to help the people. Some of the immigrants that came from other countries, they came to better their life, to better their future family, the opportunity to have economic growth, or they wanted religious freedom, which they could show any religious freedom that they wanted and not have to go by another country's rule. William also stated, Roosevelt, who started out supporting the literacy test and other restrictions, but eventually increasingly relaxed his attitude largely out of the political consideration. At first, Roosevelt supported the literacy test and the restrictions that were letting people into the United States. Eventually, he relaxed his feelings about it all and was laid back about it, and it was because of all the political reasonings that they had. In the new era today, it helped make our country as a whole and how it is today with the different ethnicities, the different religions, and everything. It also helped people have a better life today that they wouldn't have had at their other countries, and to have a better life for their children. These are some interesting facts that I learned and thought I should let you guys know about that I learned throughout my speech. I hope you enjoyed listening to my speech and learned some new facts. Thank you, Ash.